Meiman, all-knowing and all-powerful, starting with the elderly wolf uncle. Chapter 83. Good morning, Wanda. He looked at the girl in front of him with a delicate face like a porcelain doll and a light blush on her cheeks, and greeted her with a smile. Good morning, Chen. Wanda met the gentle attention of the other party, her slender eyelashes trembled, and her sapphire-like eyes flashed more and more. I made breakfast, I hope you can try it. The girl spoke slowly, with a sense of anticipation and nervousness in her words. Well, since Wanda did it, I definitely can't miss it. Chen Tian smiled and touched the girl's head. This Wanda has been very well behaved since the day she saw it, and now after stabilizing, she will actually make breakfast, which is indeed a surprise. They followed downstairs, all the way to the restaurant. I saw that everyone had already got up early and sat at the table. On the dining table, there is a steaming freshly prepared Chinese breakfast. Soy milk, fritters, and buns. You did all this? Chen Tian looked at these foods that had been kept in his memory, but had not been eaten for a long time, and raised his eyebrows in surprise. I learned it online, I don't know if it can meet your taste. Wanda playfully stuck out her tongue and looked at Chen Tian nervously. The latter noticed her gaze, sat down with a smile and took a bite of a bun, and then said, Originally, I wanted to say that as long as you do it with your heart. But now I find that my idea is presumptuous. Quote, you made it exactly like I wanted to eat. Wanda's face was immediately happy when she heard this. It's great that you like that. I love it. Chen Tian smiled and ate all the buns in his hand. Wanda sat down full of joy. This guy Chen, he really has a hand in coaxing girls. Seeing this, Logan smiled warmly. And when Laura saw this scene, she immediately felt that the fritters in her hand were not fragrant, and her little face collapsed. Chen Tian noticed this and looked up at her. Laura, I've asked people to take your friends over. I can show you to see them when I have time. A smile immediately bloomed on Laura's face, and she couldn't wait to say, I'll go after breakfast, is it okay? Chen Tian thought for a while, and then said apologetically, I'm sorry, I still have things to do next, and I don't have time for the time being. If you really can't wait, Logan can take you. Logan also knows that Laura's friends are new mutants and is equally interested in them. He hadn't seen any other mutants in a long time. I'm okay with that. So, the food in Logan's mouth right now, so said. Well, Laura was obviously a little displeased, but didn't say anything more and glanced at Logan, then let's go. Quote, although Chen Tian couldn't go together, she was a little disappointed, but she still wanted to see her friends, and still chose to agree. Neither Professor Charles nor Pitt spoke. The former had been silent, his eyes flickering, not knowing what he was thinking. The latter did not dare to speak completely because of Chen Tian's appearance. Finish breakfast quickly. Chen Tian lay down on the chair next to the manners pool and basked in the sun. It's not that he's salted. This move is completely to study the Kryptonian bloodline plus the Hulk bloodline, what different effect will be when it is promoted. Although Chen Tian had already roughly felt it before, the two bloodlines were superimposed on each other in terms of the enhancement effect. But the specific situation still has to be carefully understood. This is important. After all, he will get more bloodline superposition in the future. If all the bloodlines were to conflict with each other, there would be no conflict. Chen Tian felt the sunlight shining, and an idea suddenly came up. Then when I am strong enough in the future, I can gather Superman and Hulk in various universes and set up a breeding farm. Quote, then let the Silver Super battle Immortal Hulk, so that I can brush my abilities and bloodlines indefinitely. Thinking of this, Chen Tian couldn't help but smile and look forward to it slightly. However, he also knew that this idea was just a whim, and the distance was still too far away. According to the current situation, the safest thing is to go back and forth between the two universes currently determined. After all, he has not yet been discovered by the existence of high latitudes, and he will not be affected by accidents. Chen Tian's thoughts kept going. The sun has been basking for hours. During this process, he has been feeling the changes in his body, and at first it was no different from the beginning. All cells are under the action of Kryptonian blood, constantly absorbing sunlight to become stronger. At the same time, the Hulk bloodline is also at work, accelerating this effect. It wasn't until later that he discovered a terrible problem. That is, the cells in the body are becoming more active. There will be such an effect, and he can feel that it is not because of the Krypton bloodline. It's from the Hulk bloodline. It seems that under the influence of the Krypton bloodline, the Hulk bloodline has undergone some kind of abnormality. My vitality began to become more and more tenacious at a very fast speed. Chen Tian sensed everything happening and sat up straight. My Hulk bloodline seems a little strange. It seems to revolve in the direction of some abnormality. Chen Tian muttered. He could clearly feel that this abnormality was subtly changed under the influence of Krypton's bloodline, constantly stimulating every inch of his body. Seem. Active cells gradually have a tenacious life. 0. Ask for flowers. They are becoming tenaciously active. Think of this. In Chen Tian's thoughts, a name flashed. Immortal Hulk. He seems to be a bit inclined to that. Immortal and immortal. Although the great super bloodline may not be injured in the later stage, no one can guarantee that if the Hulk bloodline can be developed infinitely. Until it reaches the level of the immortal Hulk. That's also a good thing. There seem to be such signs. Chen Tian continued to pay attention to the changes in the cells in his body for a while, feeling that there was a great chance that he was approaching in the direction of the immortal Hulk. The Krypton bloodline is worthy of being an existence with unlimited potential, and it can actually develop my Hulk bloodline to this point. He was ecstatic in his heart. Immortal Hulk. That's the ultimate existence of immortality. Moreover, what also made Chen Tian happy was that the two bloodlines he now held not only did not affect each other, but even promoted each other's evolution. This made him look forward to it even more. After me, I will definitely get more bloodlines. If this is the case, the bloodline obtained in the future can even be evolved on the basis of the original. As Chen Tian's thoughts progressed, the joy on his face became more and more obvious. He can even imagine the scene when he harvests the bloodline later. Your bloodline is very good, now I have it. Moreover, the bloodline is in my body, and it can be evolved. Stronger than yours. Quote. That's nice. After Chen Tian imagined the scene at that time, the smile on his face became even bigger, and he couldn't help but sigh secretly.